to the Remote Startup Expo. If you're having trouble hearing me or anything, let me know in the chat, but I'm going to assume it's all good. I can't tell you how pumped I am to see you all here. For those who know me already, I'm Joe Blair, venture investor here at Coda Capital. Coda Capital is an enterprise-focused, stage-agnostic investment firm based here in the Bay Area. Over the last 5 years, we've invested in over 100 companies, both public and private companies. And we're excited that one of our portfolio companies, Haroon from Truebill, is speaking with us soon at today's event. Yep, I'm seeing people in the chat saying they can see me and hear me. Beautiful. So I'm also the co-founder of Distributed Valley, which is a decentralized community of thinkers and doers whose goal is to collectively move forward human consciousness. Big goal. But for context, we started this event about a year ago. Remote work was still sort of a niche category. I met Ho Yin around that time, and we decided to put on a very small remote summit on remote work. Had about 40 people show up. Of course, it was more about quality than quantity, and we got to meet some of the real early visionaries in the space. And then, of course, a few months later, COVID happened, and we launched a second event, which we titled the Remote Startup Expo. That was back in April. Where we had CEOs, founders from the top remote work companies. So like Loom, Miro, Threads, Tandem, Cody, Deal, Remote.com, RemoteTeam.com, FirstSpace, et cetera. And that was a amazing event. It was a big hit. Lots of people showed up. And then time passed, and the conversation around remote work, we're all remote workers now. What does it mean to be a remote work? Tips on remote work. We felt like that conversation was happening, and so we wanted to kind of take it to the next level, and talk about what what's next, right? And so we wanted to talk about what is the new normal really going to look like, and what's going to go back to quote unquote normal, and what's changed for good. And this question has really been top of mind for me and a lot of the other co-organizers, because as VCs, we noticed that a lot of our portfolio companies were accelerating despite the backdrop of a global pandemic, despite the backdrop of a possible global economic recession. And the other interesting piece is it wasn't just in productivity tools, right? So it was across commerce, personal finance, infrastructure, education, healthcare, and life sciences. And this is a common thread that you're going to see in a lot of the companies that you hear from today, is that some of them are growing 2x, 4x, 8x in the last 6 months alone. And some of them may be shy about sharing specifics, but go ahead and ask them and see what they're comfortable with sharing, because that is a common story that you're going to hear. So the goal of this event is to really learn from those company builders at big companies and small companies that are building the future of work before our eyes. And truly winning in the new normal and defining what that means. I'm as excited as you are to hear what they actually have to say. I'm still in awe that we have Jennifer Christie, the Chief HR Officer of Twitter, here as our keynote speaker. And she's going to be interviewed by Darren Murph, the head of remote at GitLab, and a keynote speaker level person himself. So we're honored to have that, as well as all of our other speakers. Quick shout outs to the co-organizing team. I'm very fortunate and honored to be working with Laurel Farrer, CEO of Distribute Consulting and a preeminent remote work expert and contributor to Forbes, Megan Dilley, who's the director of the Remote Work Association, Elaine Zelby, venture investor at SignalFire, Chase Roberts, venture investor at Vertex Ventures, John Calgill, venture investor and partner at Costanoa Ventures, and of course, Ho Yin Chung, the CEO of Remo, and my partner in crime here, another co-founder at Distributed Valley. So you'll get to meet all of them throughout the course of the day, but it's been a real pleasure getting to work with all of them. Also wanted to give a shout out to two of our top premier sponsors. So that would be SVB and Vouch Insurance. And SVB was actually a sponsor of our very first event a year ago. And so they've been tireless supporters and contributors to DV, been with us from the very beginning. A little later, Weston from SVB is going to be hosting a fireside chat with Sean Knapp, CEO of Ascend, and Von Zell from SVB will be hosting one with Mike Adams from CEO of Grain. And Weston and Von Zell are just two of the kindest, funniest, most down-to-earth people you'll meet. And at the end of the day, that's pretty much everything, is getting to work with great people. So if you're looking for a great banking partner, highly recommend you reach out to these folks during the networking sessions or even afterwards. And likewise, Vouch Insurance is a business insurance platform that serves startups. It was actually introduced to us through SVB. And Travis Hedge from Vouch is going to be speaking shortly, so I won't steal his thunder, but we appreciate all of your generosity and support as well. And then a quick shout out to all of our other sponsors who are sponsoring giveaways, and we're going to be raffling off all sorts of prizes throughout the event, including First Base, RemoteTeam.com, Jack Spades, TruckX, and Safety Wing. And a special shout out to ArcDev, who's hosting our happy hour. And we're going to be raffling off over $1,000 in prizes for the event. It's going to be somewhat random, so in that if you're here, you're attending, you have your mic on, you have your camera on, you're eligible. And also we're going to be giving special attention to folks who are really active on the chat boards and the Q&A and tweeting about the event. So if you are going to be tweeting about the event, just use the tags at Distrib Valley and hashtag Remote Startup Expo. So have fun, turn your camera on, ask questions, and network with all the other wonderful people here. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Ho-Yin Chung, CEO and founder of Remo, and the co-founder of Distributed Valley, and special time for him as he's also a brand new dad. So welcome, Ho-Yin, and thanks for doing this together again.
Hey guys, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Joe. Sorry, it's a little dark in here. I'm in the. I just had a son. Literally about 4 days ago. I was hoping we would have it earlier, but these things are kind of unpredictable. But anyways, my name is Ho-Yin. I'm the founder of Remo. I am super excited to do Distributed Valley again with you guys, especially with Joe, with SVB, and a lot of the same partners and the same people that have been involved last time. And so I'm super excited. At Remo, we really care about how we build authentic conversations that build meaningful relationships. And that is really what's our focus. And we feel that virtual events and online events is the best way to do that. I was talking with Joe, and we just kind of brainstormed this idea of Distributed Valley. And it was really partially because, I have a fully remote team, a remote startup, and we wanted to kind of talk to other remote teams and remote startups and see what they're doing and coming together and doing and sharing. And this just kind of, as things happened, as we all know this year, it became a much more bigger topic than ever. And for this Distributed Valley, I think it was, we were brainstorming again with Joe again. And one of the questions we had was that there are so many startups that are doing they're seeing extraordinary growth because of this step change. And I felt, hey, there must be a lot more stories out there that we just don't know. And wanted to see, like, how do other startups embrace sort of this new watershed moment that we've just gone past, like this new, we're in a new age of the internet, of how people will use technology moving forward, no matter if a pandemic sticks around or doesn't stick around. And I felt like, how do we try to create this awareness and push this sort of this new normal even further into other startups or other upcoming startups, so that we can all kind of enjoy and take advantage of this once in a century event, step change event in human behavior. And so I'm super excited to listen to all the amazing speakers. Thank you to Joe. Thank you to all of the sponsors. Thank you to all the key VCs that and partners that we've gotten to come and talk at this event. Super excited. Please make sure you spend some time going to the speaking events, but also networking as well. Networking is where also a lot of the magic happens. So I will see you guys soon. Feel free to message me. I would love to chat about remote. That's what I would do that the whole day. So I'm going to hand this off to Chase, I believe. Chase. I think I'm handing it to Chase. I want to make sure that that's the right thing that I'm doing.
Yep. Chase should be coming up.
Go ahead, Joe.
No, I was just gonna say Chase is coming. Meantime, can you tell us anything how it feels to be a new dad?
It's, I mean, it's amazing. I mean, for all of you have that have kids as well. I mean, people say that it's amazing, but you don't really know that it is until it's there, until you have it. So running on low on sleep, it's different from. I mean, it sounds really obvious that it's really different from running a business, obviously, or just working. You know, being a founder, like obviously you can, you know, I thought having a business was hard. Let's put it that way. Like I thought, like, yeah, this is pretty difficult, and I was like, no, this is a different type of difficult. Like um, it's a different type of difficult, and I find that very humbling because it's so different that it's a good contrast to what you've been doing. But yeah, that's just a little bit of sharing. But anyways, it's great to see you, Chase.
Hey, what's going on? I'm here. Well, so I'm here to chat about Code 20, an organization that we've asked everyone to point what would be their their contributions to buying tickets to an event, to making contributions to a cause that's important to us. And I just want to tell everyone a little bit about Code 2040. So this is an organization focused on increasing the presence of Black and Latinx people within technology companies, and I think that it's important not just from the standpoint that it increases the reinforces the idea that talent can come from anywhere, and I think that that's especially evident in of today's event, which is you don't have to be in a single place to to contribute to a company or a technology or a cause, and we think that they're doing a really incredible job of reinforcing this idea. And I think the second thing that they're doing is they're also creating role models within these communities who are technologists and within the Silicon Valley ecosystem. And I can't understand enough how important I think role models are to raising people up from communities that typically aren't central to to these types of companies. I mean, just to use a really explicit example, like no child wakes up wanting to be an NFL player because they want to be an NFL player because there's a star that they that they idolize and want to become. Career, as I think back, that my North Star, whether subconscious or not, was more guided by people who seemed interesting to me and who are living a life that I wanted to live. And so I think that Code 2040 is super important because not only is it helping people, find access to technology companies like the Facebooks and Googles and, whichever ones of the world, but it's helping, highlight some of the people who are successful within these companies that come from the Black and Latinx communities, such that there are role models. And so we think it's a really incredible organization. If anyone is interested in donating, we've got a link that we can share with everyone. I'll drop it into the general chat, and that's all I've got.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Travis. Appreciate that. So now we're going to do the raffle for this for the Vouch gift card. So Georgie, help me out with that. And just while that we're selecting the person, want to let you know just what's going to happen now. Right after that is basically take a look at the agenda. You can go to distributedvalley.co to see the agenda. There are 4 different tracks. Track 1 is the Coda Capital building. You'll see on the map there's a Coda Capital building. Then there's a Distribute Consulting building. That's track 2. Then the 3rd is the SVB building. That's track 3. And then the 4th is the Vouch Insurance building. That's track 4. So figure out which you want to go to. And then when we're done with this part, we'll head over there. And there are limits in terms of the attendees for each room because we want to make sure that it's semi-balanced from room to room. So and feel free to pop from room to room over the course of the day. You don't have to stay in one room for the entire time. But during the network sessions, you can come back to the lobby to network, or you can stay in the rooms. It's all good there. And so like to announce the winner of the raffle is Michael Filato. So Michael, congratulations. You just won $200 gift card from Vouch Insurance, and we'll follow up with you after the event to give that to you. So so that's it for now. Feel free to network for the next 7 minutes or so before the speakers start, and then pick your room. You can head over there. And so have a great day, and we're excited for what's to come. Thanks so much.